question that I would like to pose to you is, what is Guardian Ad Litem?
Well, that's a good question. Guardian Ad Litem is sort of a mouthful, but it stands for a program that we recruit and train community volunteers to work for children who are in the foster care system and to advocate for their best interests.
Now, are those folks just like me and you, or how does that work?
Yes, anyone who has a heart for children can be partnered up with a child who is in need of having a voice and having a say-so in their life and in their future. There is a training program that we offer to help people kind of know the nuts and bolts of how to go about doing this work. But the basic requirement is just a heart for children, someone over the age of 18, and we have folks that come from all kinds of backgrounds, professional degrees, high school graduates, just all kinds of different jobs and walks of life.
Well, speaking of the jobs, we have folks that are listening right now that are full-time employed, and they are in offices as we speak right now. Are those folks still eligible, or do you need to be part-time? Do you need to be retired or not working, or how does that go?
No, I mean, it's a very flexible schedule. We do have several people who work full-time in the school systems and in all kinds of professional offices, banks, and different things. And we have some folks who have community service leave hours with their job, and so this can qualify for the community service leave hours. But a lot of the work, I mean, basically the volunteers investigate the child and their life and talk to everybody involved in the life of the child, so that can be done in the evenings, it can be done on the weekends, and different times, and then there's a report that's produced that goes directly to the judge. We report directly to the judge, so that can also be done, on their own time, and so it's a flexible kind of a thing.
We're talking with Tracie Jordan, who is with Guardian Ad Litem. She is in the 23rd Judicial District. Now, Tracie, let's go through what a typical day might be for someone that's involved in the program.
Okay, well, right after the training, when they get to know a little bit more about all the details of everything, they are going to want to speak to the child, obviously, speak to the child's teachers, the child's therapist, the foster parents, or the relative placements. Most of the time, when a Guardian Ad Litem volunteer is appointed to a case, DSS has already become involved and removed the child from the unsafe situation. So we want to go and see how the child is adjusting to their new foster home or to their new relative placement. So it's a matter of scheduling all that with the folks involved and just talking to everybody involved in the child's life and assimilating all that information. And one of the real powerful things about the program is that we are focused just on the best interest of the child. We don't have timelines that we have to follow or regulations, federal guidelines and regulations that we have to follow. We are just purely focused on the best interest of the child. And I think the judges in our district and the neighboring districts really appreciate that, because that's what they want to be able to decide upon, is what does this child need now that the child has suffered maltreatment, is in foster care. What does this child need so that they can have a better life and a better future?
And one thing we want to point out, Tracie, is the fact that this is not the same as a big brother or a big sister, is it? I think sometimes folks get that confused.
Well, you're right, they do, and it's not the same. It's not, I mean, there is some sort of mentoring kind of a thing that can happen as a sideline, but this is an advocacy kind of position. We want to make sure that every foster child has someone to speak for them and to be the voice for them. And for the older children, that may mean, obviously talking to the child and gaining what their wishes are, what they want, what do they want their future to hold, and then helping that child to advocate for that. For the younger children that can't verbalize anything, a lot of it's done by observation and just a common knowledge of what children need. But in any event, whatever child that somebody would work with, whatever age or whatever placement, the focus is on the child and making sure that child has what they need. And the goal is to get the child out of foster care as soon as possible. Children who linger in foster care don't do as well in lots of different measures than children who find a permanent safe home within the shortest amount of time possible. So that's what our goal is, to help that child get to a permanent safe home.
Talking with Tracie Jordan, who's with Guardian Ad Litem. She's in the 23rd Judicial District. Tracie, if any of our listeners are interested in becoming a part of this program, or if they would like more information, what do they need to do going forward?
Well, thank you for asking that question. We have a website, www.ncgal.org, and they can check out that information there. There's a job description, some frequently asked questions, and then the all-important volunteer application that they would need to complete and send back to the office. There's a background check involved in being a volunteer for this program because we do work with children. They can also call me. I'll be glad to speak to anybody who's interested in the program, and my direct number is 336-651-4467. I do serve in Yadkin County, Wilkes County, Ashe, and Allegheny, and my neighboring colleague, Linda Devine, serves in Forsyth County and Surrey and Stokes. Her direct phone number is 336-779-6650.
Okay, Tracie, give us that website one more time.
Sure. www.ncgal.org.
Okay, all right. So, folks, if you are interested in becoming more aware, if you'd like more information, maybe this is something that you feel is like you're being led to maybe help out in this area, well, here's an opportunity for you to learn more about it. ncgal.org, or give Tracie a call, 651-4467. Tracie Jordan from Guardian Ad Litem, thank you so much for teaching me today about this program.
Oh, thank you for asking me. It's a program that's dear to my heart. Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Tracie, talk to you soon, okay?
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
That's something I just did not know about. I was not aware of. And I will say, going into learning about this and lining up an interview, I was thinking it was along the lines of, say, a big brother or a big sister, and it is not. It is very different. So, but if this is something that you would be interested in, make sure that you check that out at ncgal.org.